Bon, alors bonjour à tous pour cette deuxième journée consacrée à la mer et à la santé. Donc hier, on a surtout parlé des bienfaits de la mer, mais c'est vrai que c'est difficile de parler des bienfaits sans aborder la question des pollutions, qui sont diverses. Et Dieu sait qu'on a eu de l'actualité cet été locale qui a alimenté un petit peu les rumeurs, la psychose par rapport à la pollution. Et pour partir sur de bonnes bases, il faut tenir un discours de vérité et prendre les problèmes un par un. C'est ce qu'on va faire aujourd'hui en abordant les différents types de pollution, que sont les pollutions plastiques, les pollutions microbiologiques, les pollutions chimiques. Bon, on n'abordera pas sur cette première édition la pollution radioactive, mais c'est une pollution aussi qui existe dans les océans. Et pour introduire cette thématique, on va regarder un petit film qui est assez parlant et qui permet d'introduire le sujet. Donc remerciements à nos amis de Surfing Biarritz qui nous ont fourni ces images tournées hier à l'occasion de l'ouverture de la conférence. Donc moi quand je suis arrivé ici, que j'ai vu les traîner, ça la foutait un peu mal, il faut quand même le dire. Donc ça c'est Biarritz hier, en direct. On voit la traînée qui persiste. Alors aujourd'hui, ils sont venus avec les bulldozers pour un peu égaliser le tout et faire disparaître ces vilaines traces. Donc voilà, c'est un peu impressionnant, mais il faut savoir qu'à Biarritz, on a hérité d'un système, d'un réseau d'assainissement que des ingénieurs au début du siècle dernier avaient baptisé le tout à la mer. C'était même pas le tout à l'égout, c'était le tout à la mer. Donc ça avait créé une polémique à l'époque. Ça avait créé une polémique déjà à l'époque parce qu'on se disait dans une station balnéaire, rejeter les égouts directement sur la plage centrale, ça risque de poser problème pour une station qui avait déjà une vocation touristique, comme on l'a vu hier sur la partie historique. Donc, dans ces eaux, il y a des eaux de pluie, et ça c'est la partie normale, parce que hier, dans la nuit qui a précédé, il y avait eu de très gros orages. Alors, il est sûr que quand il y a de fortes pluies, pour pas que le réseau déborde, l'eau elle est obligée de sortir quelque part. Donc, ça, à la limite, c'est normal et c'est pas le plus choquant. À Biarritz, on a la particularité d'avoir un réseau qui est unitaire. Bon, ça, on ne pourra pas le changer de toute manière du jour au lendemain et ce n'est pas forcément la panacée non plus. Mais la conséquence est que dans ces eaux-là, on a des eaux de pluie et des eaux usées mélangées. Donc des eaux usées qui se déversent sur une plage. Et ce qui est le plus choquant dans ces images, c'est que, alors que des déversements se produisent, il y a des surfeurs qui étaient dans l'eau, des surfeurs qui allaient rentrer dans l'eau, qui n'étaient pas prévenus du risque du déversement. Et je suis sûr que si vous parlez à des surfeurs qui étaient à l'eau hier, en début de conférence, là, une baigneuse est venue me voir en me disant « Mince, je ne savais pas qu'il y avait eu un déversement d'eau usée sur Biarritz. Si j'avais su, je ne serais peut-être pas allé me baigner. » Donc il nous manque cette information en temps réel pour avertir les usagers des plages du risque, pour qu'ils prennent des décisions éclairées. Moi, je ne suis pas partisan d'interdire la baignade, mettre drapeau rouge tous les jours, parce que c'est sûr qu'en hiver, si on surveillait la qualité des eaux de baignade, il y aurait souvent drapeau rouge, mais je suis au moins partisan pour qu'on informe les gens. Et ça, en France, on a un grand retard là-dessus, contrairement au Royaume-Uni, où on a une organisation qui s'appelle Surfers Against Sewage, qui nous fait le plaisir d'être là, ici, aujourd'hui, qui a développé un service d'alerte qui permet d'alerter en temps réel, en partenariat avec les compagnies des eaux, les usagers. Donc je ne vous en dis pas plus. On va accueillir tout de suite Surfers Against Sewage, Andy Cummins. You can come on stage. On peut l'applaudir.
Hello everybody, and my presentation is going to be in English, so apologies for not being able to speak French. My name's Andy Cummins. I'm the campaign director at Surfers Against Sewage. Surfers Against Sewage is an environmental charity that's 23 years old, and our sole objective is to protect the coastline and people who use the coast so they can enjoy perfect and beautiful beaches and the sea, because in the UK we have absolutely gorgeous beaches just like you do here. 23 years ago, the UK put all of its sewage into the sea all day, every day. Whereas now we have a sewage treatment works all around the coastline. The UK public think that everything is okay. Unfortunately, just as we've seen here, we have a combined sewage system. So when we have periods of rain, we have untreated human sewage and stormwater coming out onto the beach. The video that we just saw, in the UK, we refer to that as a combined sewer overflow, or a CSO. There are about 20 to 30,000 of those CSOs in the UK around the coastline. So if you go into a beach in the UK, you will not be far away from a combined sewer overflow. What I'm going to talk about is the Sewage Alert Service, and this is a concept that SAS have devised over the last 5 years in response to these human sewage discharges. We think that this is one of the best systems in the world to make sure that water users, surfers, swimmers, kayakers, bathers, everybody can make an informed decision before they go in the sea. So if the surf is great and you know the sewage is in the sea and you're an adult, you can make that decision. I will go surfing and I will take the risk. I know that there's hepatitis E, gastroenteritis, hepatitis A, salmonella, meningitis, a very long list of really nasty things associated with bathing in that water. But I'm a parent. I have 2 young girls and they're watching online, so hey kids. I am the bad dad that when the sewage is going in the sea and there may be lots of other children in the sea, I will be the one who says, no, you're not going in the sea today, because I have got my information from the Sewage Alert Service and I know there is a health risk. What I'm going to do today is talk through this system, how it works, how we've implemented it in the UK, in the hope that it can be implemented elsewhere in Europe. I think it's worth saying, 2 years ago, I was stood on this very stage, in this very room, talking about the Sewage Alert Service. So this isn't the first time we've taken it to Europe. The Brits, as I'm sure you're aware, as a stereotype, we love talking about weather. And I'm going to live up to that stereotype very much today. This is our system, and we've heard how the system works already, but to give you a diagram, everything that leaves the home, the domestic sewage, it will go down the pipes into the same pipes as the rainwater. So when we get rain, and we were staying in Cabreton this morning, we had a lot of rain this morning. In the UK this week has had a lot of rain as well. It goes down the storm drains. And there will be too much effluent in the pipes, so they overpower the system. And instead of going to the treatment works that makes the sewage safe, it goes over here and out untreated. So that's the system as it stands. That's what we've got. In the UK, if we want to separate those systems, so surface water and sewage go in 2 different pipes, it will cost £50 billion. We don't have £50 billion, we have this system. This is what it looks like at the sea. So we have a river with this combined sewer overflow that discharge into this river. And whereas on Grand Plage, if you're there when it happens, you can see the discharge going down the beach. This is hidden a mile up a river. So there are no visual indicators, you just see a different colour. Many people think that it's runoff from farmland. So the Sewage Alert Service. It's a free app, so you get it on your phone, on an iPhone and an Android. If you don't have a smartphone, we can send you a free SMS alert, so it buzzes when the sewage starts. When it goes in, you get a warning. If you haven't got a mobile phone, then we have a free online map. And the idea is you get the information before you go in the sea, so you get to make that informed decision. Your phone buzzes, sewage is going out at Grand Plage, at Newquay Beach, wherever, and then you make that decision, which is the fair way to do it at the moment. This is how it works in the back end. So physically, the combined sewer overflow is the asset, and there's something in there called telemetry. The telemetry sends a warning to the water company. The water company get that warning and they pass it to surfers against sewage. Now what we do, we get an email warning, and our system is being devised to interpret that email warning. It identifies where the spill is, it identifies that the spill has started and that it's reached a level that could impact on human health. And that's really important because we don't want to tell people when a drip of sewage goes in the sea. We need to tell people when there's a lot of sewage going in the sea and it can impact on their health. So that goes in there. We then update the app. So the app, a push message comes out onto your mobile phone. Bang, here it is. We send out the text messages and we update our online map. And the user makes that informed decision. It's a bit more technical the other side, I suppose. The water companies we see, they send their emails, the alerts are processed. Our database keeps a log of everything that's happening. And this is really important because before the Sewage Alert Service, there wasn't really a log of how many discharges happened. The Environment Agency is the UK regulator that looks after the water companies because the water companies are public limited companies. And at the end of the year, the Environment Agency can ask for that log. But because there are so many tens of thousands of combined sewer overflows, they just get too much information. So it's important that we've been able to build up a picture of the problem assets. We can tell where combined sewer overflows are discharging too much, and we can tell that really easily. This is what the Sewage Alert Service looks like on your phone. So it's really nice, it's really simple to use. This is the most important page. Now I'm looking at several beaches here. Bude and Seaton have both got live spills. There is sewage going in the sea right now. You know that because the icon is red. You will get a push message on your phone at the same time. Minehead has had a recent discharge, but we feel there is still a threat to human health here. So that's why it's yellow. There's still a risk there, and we want water users to know that the risk isn't confirmed. However, at Croydon, Saunderton, good news, go surfing. And this system just isn't about the bad news. It isn't about yesterday solely, where the sewage is all over the beach. It's also about the sunny days, where people can come down to the beach and they can have more confidence in the water quality. They can get in the sea and they can enjoy themselves without having to worry about the sewage discharges that might have happened earlier on that day. So it's a great system for both ways. There's lots of little features within the app that I'm going to walk you through. Obviously, we know that the red icons mean the live spills. Those are the most important. Amber and green. Green's go surfing. Good news. We have 260 beaches around the UK included in the Sewage Alert Service. We're only in year 4, and you can see that we're building dramatically. And we've been able to get water companies all around the UK now to buy into this. And that's voluntary. We haven't been able to persuade the government just yet to make this a legal requirement, but we're on our way to doing that, which is good news. This is what you see when you're scrolling through. You can go here and you can look at all of the different regions, and then when you're in the regions, you can pick the select beach that you like. You get a picture of the beach, you get a description about how lovely and sandy it is and great for surfing, etc. Then you can subscribe or cancel. It's very simple to use. Some of the important things in there are the spill histories is a great one. So today you could look at Grand Plage and you could say there was a spill yesterday. Is that the first spill of the season? You click on spill history and you can see that there was very bad spills here in June. And in the UK, what we'd like to do is try and stick to a maximum of 3 spills for the bathing season. So between the 15th of May and the 30th of September, only 3 spills. And then throughout the rest of the year, we feel there should be no more than 9 spills for the whole year, including the bathing season. Now that sounds like a lot, and it is too much, without a doubt. We want no spills. But with the system we've got, no spills isn't achievable at the moment. What we can do is try and bring those spill numbers down. Last year was a very bad year for the UK. At some beaches inside the bathing season, we were having over 30 spills inside the bathing season. There's a lot of rain, there's a lot of untreated sewage, it's very bad. What we've also got is a must try harder message. When there is more than 3 spills within inside a bathing season, the app user is presented with an option to send a message to the water company saying that I think the number of spills at this beach is unacceptable. I'm a water user, I use this beach, clean water is important to me. And that's great that we can send this message to the water companies because so often they're hidden away inside their big offices and they don't have the interaction with recreational water users. And they talk to Surfers Against Sewage at big conferences, but they don't meet one-to-one with surfers, with beach users, and they don't feel the importance. And we have almost 10,000 paying members of Surfers Against Sewage. We have over 100,000 supporters in the UK. They're very active, and they know how important this is, but water companies don't make that link. So this message is very effective for them. What we also do is try and tell people how they can reduce their impact on the sewage system. So in the app, there is information about fats, oils, or greases, or fogs. So this is a sewer. We're looking at a sewer here, and instead of being able to fill that with sewage and when it's rainy, stormwater, there's a lot of fat and oil that is being poured down the sink in our homes and in restaurants, and it's clogging the top of the sewer. And this means the sewer cannot take the same amount of effluent to the treatment plants. And this means there will be more sewage spills. Now in the home, if people are angry about this, if they're motivated enough to do something, we can say, don't pour your fats, oils and greases down the sink because it clogs up the sewer and results in sewage spills. And this is good for the water companies because then they can take the effluent that the system has designed. It's good for beach users because then we can reduce the amount of sewage spills. We've also got a campaign called Think Before You Flush. And this beach is right above our offices in Cornwall. It's our local beach. It's very beautiful. And going back to the combined system again, if people in their bathrooms are putting sanitary items down the toilet, the cotton bud sticks, the sanitary towels, the condoms, the sewage system is not designed to take this. You can see in here, the cotton bud sticks, the sanitary towels, these can cause blockages. The system are not designed to take these. So if we can take the sanitary-related debris out of the system, then the system that we have can deal with the sewage that it's got. And here's another example of what people can do in their homes, how if they change their behavior, we can present them with a sewage system that's not perfect, but is working to the best of its capability. Now this is it's actually a beautiful picture, but at the same time it's very concerning. There's a live sewage spill. There's sewage going into this river, and the big sister, doing what every big sister should do, is pouring stream water on her little brother's head without knowing that there's sewage in the sea. We ran straight down, we told the kids to get out, we explained to the parents why we were concerned, we gave them the hand wash, and the parents were furious. Why weren't we told? And they were furious at us. Say, how can you let this happen? And we need to redirect that anger. We need to redirect their concern to make sure that they don't let their children in the sea. And just beyond where the children are and where the river comes out, there are lots of recreational water users. Now, they may be more concerned. Obviously, the young and the old, the immune system's not as strong as, hopefully, my own. So it's important that they don't get exposed to sewage-polluted waters. But surfers, because we ingest and immerse, a surfer will stay in the sea a lot longer than a normal bather. They will be in a more aggressive zone. They will have water shoved in their ears, in their nose. The wipeout is part of the fun of surfing. So it's really important for surfers and other recreational water users that they too know when sewage is in the sea. We've got this surfer here at one of Europe's most polluted beaches. Is a beach called Staves in the northeast. It regularly fails the 1977 EU Bathing Water Directive. Now, if it was to reach a minimum pass, it could still offer that surfer a 1 in 7 chance of catching gastroenteritis. And it's not even making that standard. And we've got a picture of this surfer after he came out of the sea. Obviously, it's a bit of a joke, and it's trying to make sure that people are aware that sewage is still a problem for recreational water users. So moving on to the app, we have, in the first few weeks of launching the app, because it's only been out since the end of August, we have 9,131 users, 5,700 on the trendy iPhone, and the other users on the Android. Now, what have those users got since the end of August? So 5 weeks. We've had 181,000 beaches being subscribed to. So 181,000 people, when a sewage spill goes off at their favorite beach, it's happening there. We've sent out 9,040 alerts. These messages, bzzz, sewage is discharging at my favorite beach now. And beyond that, to look at the different information around the sewage alert service, they've gone on to 82,000 different web pages from their phone, which is great because they're accessing information. They're learning about their beach. Why does it discharge? Who's responsible for the discharge? What can I do as a beach user to stop these discharges? That's a lot more informed users, which I really want. I want to see people who are using the beach to understand how the system works. It's not perfect. Water companies can and should do better, but we also, as beach users, need to be more informed. That's the end of my talk. Thank you very much. Are there any questions? Yes? You would need cooperation between the authority that runs the water company, I would imagine the local authority and the mayor, and other than that, yes. I think when we first talked about the sewage alert service in the UK, tourist businesses were very scared and they didn't want people talking about sewage at all. However, there are more good days, more sunny days, more beautiful days when there are no sewage in the sea than there are bad days. So what we wanted to do is, instead of focus on the negative, instead of focus on the pollution, instead of focus on the sickness that people can be affected with, we focused on the positive, that if Biarritz had this and Anglet or Hossegor did not, then you could come to Biarritz and you could bathe safely and it would be a great resource. Whereas in Anglet or Hossegor, you might not know. So that is how we tried to sell it to the businesses around the beach. Yes?
I don't understand. Sewage Alert Service, it's the name of your association, but Surfers Against Sewage is the name also?
Surfers Against Sewage is the name of my organisation. It's an environmental charity. The Sewage Alert Service is a program that we run, that we've launched, that tries to tell people when there is sewage in the sea. It alerts them. Any other questions? Yes, please.
Did you make measure of the water quality or as a plan? Or?
No. So Surfers Against Sewage, because we're an environmental charity, we may be seen to have a vested interest in talking about bad water quality. So in this service, we've asked the Environment Agency who are the UK environmental regulators, to set a limit of when they think the amount of sewage going into the sea could harm people's health. So it's not us, because a business, for example, as we've just heard, might be concerned about Surfers Against Sewage wanting to scare people. So we go to the regulator, we ask them to set the limit, and then when that limit is breached, then we tell people about it. Now, the Environment Agency in the UK is struggling with money, as I'm sure French government agencies are too. And they haven't got the resources to go down 9,000 times and sample the water. They assume it is bad. However, they will carry on in the bathing season, as they do in France, going down once a week, taking a sample from a bathing water sample spot, and then analysing that. And I think that system, the Bathing Water Directive, is a very good overview of the beach, but it cannot tell you what the water quality is like now. It can't tell you what the water quality was like yesterday. It will give you an average throughout the whole season. I think that is everything, and I'm on a flight from Biarritz to London in about 2 hours, so I might say thank you very much for having me. Apologies for not speaking French. Thank you.